Hi, this is Shu with a review of the Reebok Zig Dynamica. The Kinetica has been turning heads, and it's been seen as the main model that Reebok is pushing, with big names like Conor McGregor endorsing it. But usually, even when it comes to the Kobe ones, everyone thought the Kobe ones were amazing. They had all the technology involved. But even though the Zoom Legend, which was a takedown model of the Kobe ones, had a little less substance in it, it felt a lot comfortable, plush, and soft. So there are many instances where the more budget model end up becoming the better one, and I think this is close to that case. Kinetica is a little different. It's got, I think, a little bit more responsiveness maybe, but in terms of shock absorption and straight off the box comfort and I guess stepping comfort, this is definitely a little bit better than Kinetica 2. This is the Dynamica, and the ZigTech has been not exactly very successful when it first launched. I feel bad for UFC fighters like Tong Young Kim or superstar NBA super rookies like John Wall when he was debuting with the ZigTech basketball shoes. They weren't really great. They had a nice concept, but it didn't work. It wasn't being translated or interpreted better as it transitioned from print to actual real life. But this time, I think they made it work. These little cuts actually help with a smoother transition and a little bit more extra expansion area for the midsole to go, so it provides better cushioning. So it feels close to the Reebok Driftium, where they used a fuel foam. Fuel foam was very soft and plush and nice and felt like the Adidas Bounce, but this kind of enhanced the experience further. I don't know if they used the fuel foam or if they used a plain EVA. I think this is fluffier EVA. I'm not exactly sure it's fuel foam. If they did, I'm sure they wrote it somewhere. So yeah, the cushioning is softer, plusher than the Kinetica 2. It's sort of like Cortez or Daybreak or Tailwind from Nikes with a little bit more soft plushness, because the cushioning itself, it feels really soft even without the insole, and with the insole it complements the cushioning nicely. The insole is a prototypical EVA insole, but it's a little thicker than the ones used for the Zig Kinetica 2. Together they weigh around 340 grams for a size 9, and they fit true to size. And for those who are sensitive about their feet looking like duck webbed feet, if you don't like your foot looking wide, this is exactly the kind of shoe that you might be looking for, because it's very pointy. It makes your foot look a lot sharper and sleeker than they actually do, and they actually do fit true to size. Even for wide footers, I don't think you will have a lot of problem fitting in, because it's relatively roomy but not loose, so it's a nice fit. There's no crazy dead space on the side or on top or on the front, but it fits nicely. The upper material is sort of like a triple, quadruple stitched knit engineered mesh. It's very starchy. It's very flexible, but it's not very breathable. So compared to the Zig Kinetica 2, breathability wise, this is way worse. So I guess you could wear this for some warmth or I guess rainy days maybe, but not exactly great for ventilation or sweating things out or hoping to keep your feet dry and cool. There is no substantial heel counter, but it's got a lot of additional materials, including this inner booty just in the heel. So there's a substantial amount of clutching feel here. For those who are sensitive about the Achilles heel, this pillow is huge, neoprene and foam, sponge possibly. It's nice. There's no hindrance around the ankle. There's not going to be any chafing. The tongue is not as thick as the Achilles pillow, but it's soft and nice. Definitely. That's nicely padded all around. I love how this outsole that comes all the way here acts sort of like a heel counter or a heel cup here, but it does not hinder the cushioning where you would have the double thud. It does transition nicely because of this super soft midsole. I love how they try to put like more zany, psychedelic color schemes here, so look out for those color schemes. Usually the more pretty ones are women's only, unfortunately. The outsole has a nice wave bone pattern here, and as you can tell, there's a lot of perforation, so that the outsole is straightforward. There's some holes or open areas for the midsole to expand, so that possibly adds to the enhancement of cushioning. The patterns are pretty much all around, including these little tiny straight patterns all together. So straightforward movement, you have good traction. Side to side, not so much, but not as bad as some of the conventional walking or running shoes. Can't go wrong with the wavebone pattern. It's the threads are pretty thick as well. So yeah, the price point is pretty low as well. I think they're selling this on discount for like 30-40 bucks. Definitely a cheaper budget model than the Zig Kinetica 2, but personally I would choose this over the Kinetica because it's not like the Kinetica is providing some outstanding bounce or recoil or anything like that, but if you feel like you want to experience the Zig and Float Ride technology with some rigidity or some springiness, then go for the Kinetica 2. But if you want comfort, overall comfort, it weighs about the same as the Kinetica 2, but it feels a lot lighter than the Kinetica 2. So if you want something that's light and fluffy, go for the Dynamica.